Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ECES Summer 2018 Session A Pre-Departure Orientation webinar. Thank you all for joining, and I hope that this is useful. Please ask any questions in the chat box as I go. And I'll be recording this webinar from here so that I can send it to your peers, the ones who haven't been able to join us live. So with that, we'll get started. The first most important thing, of course, is the schedule. So for session A, you'll be arriving to Prague on Monday, June 18th. That's the official arrival day. And then you'll have 3 full days of orientation, which has mandatory activities for you, including getting your ID cards or all the administrative things. And then afterwards, you will have either your survival check course or the ECS day trip on the second day. And on Thursday, you'll switch. So either you have your survival check course or your day trip. Whichever you didn't do on Wednesday, you'll do on Thursday or vice versa. So this way you have a chance to do everything. Over that first weekend, you'll have optional orientation activities over the weekend, or it's free Friday through Sunday, so you're free to travel if you'd like, or explore Prague, which we recommend. If you join the ECES Summer 2018 Facebook group, you will find our guide to day trips in the Czech Republic. So I encourage you to look on that guide and see all of the different places that you could go in Czech Republic before you start traveling internationally in the region. So that way you can get all of that there is to get out of this country. And then your classes will start on that Monday. Our classes are meeting Monday through Thursday this summer. So for 3 weeks, you'll have your session A-B classes. And those will end after 3 weeks on July 12th. And then the next week, we'll start your session C classes. So you'll have 3 weeks of those. So you can register for courses, or you will register for courses either in both session A-B and session A-C. You can take up to 3 classes in each 3-week section, but probably most students will take 1 or 2. 3 would be a lot. It's entirely up to you. I'll talk about the course registration process in a little bit. And then the last most important day, of course, is your official departure day, which is August 4th. So course registration, there's 2 different days for you, which is really important to remember. That way you have equal chance of registering for classes. So course registration for session A-B will begin on May 23rd at 4 p.m. Central European time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern time. And then the next day, again, session AC courses registration will begin at the same time. So you'll have to do both days in order to register for courses. You won't be able to register for session AC courses on May 23rd. So it's really important that you pay attention to which courses you're registering for which session. In terms of course registration, keep in mind that spaces in courses are given on a first-come, first-served basis, and there's a maximum number of places in each course. It varies a little bit. For the most part, it's around 15 or 16 students. So in case a course is full that you wanted to take, you can still register for the course. You'll just be automatically put on a wait list, and then if enough students sign out of the course, you'll be automatically bumped from the wait list into the course. So in terms of the website, I don't know if all of you have already registered for the website. If not, I will show you how you could go about doing that. So if you open up the ECES website, it's this web address, http://eces.ff.cuni.cz. And then you'll click login on the top right hand corner. And if you haven't already registered for the website, you'll click register as a new user. And when you get to this page, you'll type in your name and your date of birth. I've just created a sample account to show you how it should be. And so then when you get that, it'll show you your email address, which here is just the letter F because it's a sample. And then you will put a username, so sample SU18, and we'll do the same. So once you log in, you will see your profile. For now, you won't see anything on your calendar because you haven't registered for courses yet. But once registration starts and you've registered for courses, you'll see your schedule there. In order to see the current course list, you'll click courses on the left side of the screen. And then what's really important for you, when you click courses, you'll first see session A and you won't see any courses there because the courses are listed under session B or C. So to see the courses, ooh, I realized what I did. Hold on just a second, guys. Let me fix this. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had the wrong settings. So once you click courses, you will see three options here. Session A will have no courses underneath it. So if you select session A, you won't see anything here. If you go to session B and filter for that session, you will see all of the courses in session B. And likewise for session C, if you click filter, you'll see all of the courses for session C. So be sure that you look and make sure which session the courses that you want to take are offered, so that way you can sign up for the correct courses. In order to see more information about the courses, you can click this S1 next to the course. This is the section. And here you'll see the syllabus. So if you open this, you'll see a PDF document with the syllabus for each course. And you'll also see the schedule. So it's really important that if you're registering for more than one course per session, that you check the schedule. So that way you know if it's you're not registering for two classes which conflict. Okay, so in terms of arriving in Prague, like I mentioned, the official arrival day is Monday, June 18th. So you should submit your arrival details by May 31st. I'll show you where that is. And you'll have transportation from the airport to the dorm for free. You just need to submit that form by May 31st in order to take advantage of that free transportation. So on the ECES website, if you go back and click on semester information, here you will see your pre-departure guide. So you'll actually see the pre-departure guide for all three sessions. They're all basically the same, except the dates are a little different. So if you go to session A and click on your pre-departure guide, you will see the document that I've already sent to you. If you scroll down in your pre-departure guide, you will see on page 6 the link to the form which you will use to submit your arrival details. So make sure that you submit this by May 31st, and then in that case, we will provide transportation for you from the dorm to the airport. Perfect. So in terms of the dorm, if you're living at the Kamenskeho dorm, you'll arrive and staff will be waiting for you in the lobby with your housing package. This is generally true as long as you arrive between around 8 and 5. If you arrive before that or after, we may not be there, but you'll still be able to check in. There's reception 24 hours a day. You'll need your passport to check in, and it is true that sheets and towels are provided for you at the dorm, so you don't need to worry about packing any bedding. Those will be provided. Also, a friendly reminder not to overpack toiletries. This is something that a lot of students have issues with, and it's because it's really easy to think that you need to bring, a huge bottle of shampoo and everything that you need, but these are all things that you can get in Prague. So we recommend saving space in your luggage and coming with enough space so that you can bring some things home, because probably you'll come home with some souvenirs, and this way you don't have added weight in your suitcase. The housing at the dorm is suite style, so usually there's around 4 students per room, and you'll receive your room assignments when you get to Prague. We don't actually assign the rooms ourselves, the dormitory does that, so we give them your preferences and then the dorm will assign your rooms. They provide them to us just before your arrival, so you'll get them from us when you get to the dorm. You do have a housing coordinator living on site to help you with any issues that you might have. You also have exclusive access to a kitchen with cooking supplies, and this is just for ECES students. You have breakfast provided for you Monday through Friday. The only days when this isn't true is on July 5th and 6th because those are national holidays in the Czech Republic. We will still have classes, but unfortunately the breakfast isn't provided on those days. There is Wi-Fi available throughout the building. It's the University EduRoam network. And once you have your student ID card, you'll have entry to the dorm building with your ID card. So, in terms of where the dorm is located, this is a map of Prague. So this is a huge zoomed out version of the entire city of Prague, almost all the way to the airport. Definitely you won't explore all areas that are included in this map, but you can see the stars in the middle here. Where I think you can probably see where my mouse is. These are the areas which will be most important for you. So if I zoom in a little bit on that map, you'll see here, Parlejova, this is the dorm. So this star here is the dorm. This star here, Pohoželec, this is your tram stop that you'll likely be using for most of the semester. A tram pass is provided for you for the duration of your program, so you'll have that the entire time you're in Prague to use the public transport system freely. And then over here are the stars where the university buildings are located. So we have another building here where the Palladium sign is, and that's one building where you'll have your classes. It's called Hybernska on our website, but you can see that these are actually not very far apart. This entire area is the city center, so you're living right in the city center, close to pretty much everything, including Prague Castle, which is this area here, Hradčanské náměstí. So it's important to know that you're not living in Old Town Square. Old Town Square is this area here, but you are very close to it. You're about a 20-minute tram ride, 20-minute commute from the university buildings. In terms of your orientation, as I mentioned, your arrival day is on June 18th. You'll check into the dorm all day, and then in the evening, you'll have a meet and greet with a chance to meet other students from session A and B. And then on Tuesday, you'll arrive to the dorm, you'll have a short housing orientation, and then we'll take care of all of the admin things, getting your student ID card, your welcome meeting, and then you'll have this first part of your survival check seminar, which will include your city orientation. This is just a chance for you to get oriented to the language, the culture, the city, so that you have a chance to fully understand all of the topics that will be discussed in your coursework, which will certainly be useful for you. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, like I said, you'll either have your survival check seminar or your day trip, and you'll have a chance to sign up for which day trip you want to attend a little bit closer to the start of the program. Then you'll have optional orientation activities actually throughout the entire summer. So on each weekend, we'll have something available for you. There's also some free activities. This list here is just a sample of the activities that we may have available. A full list will be available on the website of ECES soon. So if you go back to the website and you click activities here on the left side, eventually, once the activities are available, you'll be able to see them again under session B and C. So, in terms of some practical advice, some tips for preparing for Prague, the first that I mention is to do your research, and this is in regards to the history of the Czech Republic and also some modern politics. It's really important that you have a basic understanding of this before you get to Prague, because it will really help to inform your knowledge of the country and also the way that you move around the country, the way that the people act, and the way that things are here. So that's a really good place to start. In the pre-departure guide, you'll see, I don't have it it up anymore. In the pre-departure guide, at the very end of the guide, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you'll see some information about getting situated in Prague, some websites, some reading, travel books, a brief history, alumni tips. All of these things will be really useful for you to be able to get ready for your summer in Prague. I mentioned the current exchange rate here. Right now it's about $1 to 20 Czech crowns. I mention this because a lot of students, when they come here, find that it's really inexpensive to live here, and so they just kind of go crazy buying loads of things that they wouldn't usually buy, either shopping or at restaurants, whatever it is, and then they end up spending loads more money than they intended to spend because they thought that everything was just so inexpensive that they could do it. It's true that the cost of living here is probably much lower than the country or city where you're coming from, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to maintain a budget. It's really important that you continue budgeting even while you're in such a low-cost country like Czech Republic. Prague is obviously not the most low-cost city in Czech Republic, and also, like I mentioned, it's just really easy to get carried away. So please be aware of that, and maybe even set up a budget for yourself before you leave so that you know how much you want to spend maybe each week or on each category of item, on food, on shopping, on travel, whatever it is, so that you're ready. Another thing that you want to do practically before you come is buy some European-style adapters for your electronics. You typically don't need voltage converters, you only need adapters. They're very small, they're easy to get almost anywhere, at Walmart, Amazon, Target, whatever. You can find them fairly inexpensively, so I recommend that you get a couple of them because they're also really easy to lose. Just be careful with heat-producing appliances. These are things like hair dryers, hair straighteners, irons, whatever. We don't actually recommend that you bring these because they can be still really dangerous even if you're using a voltage converter. It's very easy for them to overheat with the higher voltage that we have in the Czech Republic. And these are the kinds of things that either you can do without or that you can buy relatively inexpensively once you get to Prague. So just be aware of that. And also be aware that if you plan to travel to the UK anytime during the semester, there's a different plug shape for the UK, so you'll also need to buy adapters for the UK. We recommend that you buy these things before you get to Prague because then you don't have to worry the first day when you get here running around trying to find them. Sometimes it can be difficult to find adapters that are US to Europe because, of course, most people here that are buying them for Europe to US. So just do yourself a favor and get these before you come. And the last thing is to get an ECES card. This is something that almost all Charles University students have. The university officially recommends it, and it's an international student identity card. It's a discount card for students. You will have a Charles University student ID when you get here, and most discounts will be available to you with that ID card, but there are some discounts in Czech Republic, but especially in the rest of Europe, that are available only to ECES card holders. So check their website, which is listed here, and see if the discounts on their website seem like something that you would benefit from. Then you may consider getting the card. It takes some time to get it to you in the mail, and you have to get it before you come to Prague. So I recommend checking that out before you come. So I don't see any questions in the chat box. In case you have any other questions that didn't come to you during this time, please feel free to email me or any of my colleagues. Maria and Christina are the others that you'll be interacting with throughout your semester or summer, in Prague. So feel free to email any of us. We're all willing to help. And if not, then I will see you soon in Prague.